Good evening, race fans, and thank you for tuning in to the SimWorld Racing Network. You are tuned in for the AARL Lawn Care 300 from the Talladega Superspeedway. 2.65 miles around the high-banked Talladega Superspeedway. Race 31 of the All-American Racing League Cup Series season, and race number 2 of the round of 12 tonight from Talladega. So glad you could be here. Qualifying should just be getting underway as we speak. We'll take a look down to see the cars on track here for this one. Let's see who's on track. Already on track, we got the 51. That is Jib Hubble in the 51 machine. Also on track, two-time winner on the year, Travis Rodriguez out of San Antonio, Texas, won the spring Talladega race. So watch for him to be in contention here at the end of 300 miles this afternoon. Chad Snyder also on track in his Rebellion Graphics number 26, one win on the year, coming just a few weeks ago to score himself, lock himself into the playoffs. So Chad, to keep an eye on this afternoon. Curtis Sobran here in the Liberty University's number 54 out there qualifying. Larry Garnes in his beautiful number 20 machine on track. Also Ken Pack in the number 16 Chevrolet Camaro, the Prism Health machine there, going through turns 3 and 4, coming back around to complete his second lap, I believe. So his times start to come in for the run at the pole. Right now, Kyle Purcell sits on top at the end of his second lap, 53.137. Sombrin with a 53.170. Riley Hoots now jumps up into third with a 53.201, but he's bested by his teammate Alan Bledsoe, shows a 53.188 on his lap. Ken Pack completed that lap with a 53.233. We'll see if anyone can beat Kyle Purcell's 53.137 here on qualifying for the Lawn Care 300 is what this event called, and he does. Kelly Thomas goes quicker with a 28 machine. That's a 53.135 for Kelly Thomas. His Exxon Mobil 1 Ford out there running a fast time so far on the lap chart. One win on the year coming earlier this year on a last lap pass in Phoenix. Third race of the year for Kelly Thomas. Picked up the victory, his first All-American Racing League Series win. So he will work his way back down through turns 3 and 4 through the tri-oval, back down to the finish line, which is at the far end of the tri-oval. That is for sure. We'll always keep that in mind here at Talladega. As it looks like he is done. He'll shut it down and bring it down pit road. Looks like Brendan Mathia on track here. He is up against that outside wall, getting that speed up. Should be coming down on the completion of what I believe will be his first of 2 timed laps. Only 58 seconds left to go in the session, so if he's got another timed lap in him, he's got to boogie around and get back around here to the start-finish line. Obviously, last week's winner, Brendan Mathia, in the number 99 Tootsie's Camaro. See on the left-hand side of your screen, 15th quickest with that first lap, obviously getting that momentum up using that top side. We will see if he can better that time here through the back straightaway. With Brendan right there driving his beautiful number 99 machine. He turns 3 and 4. Only 20 seconds to go in this session. Hopefully he can make it back around to the start-finish line. 53 seconds a lap, so he should have enough time just by the hair on his chinny chin to complete this lap. Here he comes back out of turn number 4 through that tri-oval down to the far end of it. And with about 3 seconds to spare, he will go third quick. Brendan Mathia goes to 53.145 on his lap as qualifying comes to an end. So just like that, qualifying is done, and we get set to go 113 laps or 300 miles here from Talladega. The field will get all queued up on pit road in starting order, and we will get set to bring you the starting lineup for the AARL Lawn Care 300 in just a couple of minutes once the field gets gridded and starts rolling. 18 cars signed in tonight for action. See who can survive all 300 miles and crown themselves the Talladega AARL Lawn Care 300 winner. A couple more cars left to grid before we should see the field start rolling. Happy you could be here with us tonight as we can see the field coming to grid on the front straightaway just short of the start-finish line behind the iRacing pace truck. Should start to roll off any minute now as we are about 40 seconds away from the field rolling for the start of the pace laps. So it looks like gridding is complete as the field rolls off. We showed the lineup for this one this afternoon. A little bit of an issue here with the names as we're already at the bottom of the lineup, so we'll get that. There we go. Kelly Thomas will go from the pole out of Vacaville, California. Outside him, Chicagoland, Illinois, the 01, Kyle Purcell. Brendan Mathia, third quick in the number 99 from Bonner Springs, Kansas, and Josh Hetrick's outside of him. Curtis Sobran from Hudson, North Carolina will go into 54 out of 5th. Dave Hara out of Charlotte, North Carolina, he will go from 6th. Alan Bledsoe from Springfield, Missouri, and teammate in the 91, Riley Hoots, starts in 8th. Michael Kurgelak in his number 41 from Louisville, Kentucky, will go off 9th. Jim Hebel in 10th. Kenneth Pack and Chad Snyder will go from row number 6. Travis Rodriguez out of San Antonio, Texas, and Harper's Ferry, West Virginia's James Nussin in his 75 will roll off 14th. Row 8 sees Larry Garnes out of Charleston, West Virginia, and then Dave Lerfano III from Poland, Maine make up that row. And then the last row on the field is the one of Tommy Osborne. He is out of East Lynn, West Virginia. And then son to James Nelson, Tyler Nelson, will go from the 18th spot in his number 85. He is also out of Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. So there is the starting lineup for this afternoon's event. As I mentioned earlier, 113 laps is the distance, or the mile, sorry, 113 laps is the distance. That equals just over 300 miles of racing to get done here from Talladega. 18 cars strong, 2x2, 9 rows deep, as the field will be left in the control of the 28. That is Kelly Thomas. Outside him is the 01 of Purcell, 99, and 25, Matthias Hetricks. Roll from the second row as the field will roll into the Geico restart zone. As, again, a long way around to the Geico restart zone, but there they are hitting it now, and the green flag is out, and we are racing from Talladega. Down the back straightaway, still too wide all the way through the field as they work their way down through turns to turn number 3. Hillbilly jumps to the inside right. Take the lead right there as he will be the first car on the inside row as they work through turns 3 and 4 down onto the front straightaway, looking to head through the trial for the first time. Lap 1 of 113 from Talladega. Right now it's Hara on the point. The 01 is the second car on the inside. That is Purcell. Outside row consists of Hetrick, Hoots, Hubble, and that is the 26 machine of Chad Snyder. The Rebellion Graphics 26, the blue and purple machine there. Inside row has As I mentioned, Dave Harricott Purcell, that's the 28 of Kelly Thomas, 99 Mathia, and the 54 of the one-armed bandit Curtis Sobran tonight. Driving that 54 machine as he works his way on that inside. Field works its way back out of the turn 4 through the tri-oval. Still 2x2, pushing hard up front. Looks like Hetrick may have the nose at the line, but as I say that, the bottom line gets a good run. It's going to be pretty even at the line, but Hetrick's will lead lap number 2. Second leader of the race, but he is got some company right there on the inside. That again is the 15 of Dave Hillbilly Hara of Charlotte, North Carolina. So top side. Oh, we got trouble back in the pack. We got some cars around. Is the no yellow yet? Caution is out on the speedway for a wreck involving the 42 of Alan Bledsoe. You could see that inside line just get a little out of shape coming down the back straightaway, and it resulted in a few cars getting together. The worst of that for the 42 machine, who spun to the infield, but doesn't seem to have too much damage. We'll take a look at the replay here from the blimp cam. You can see the 54 and the 99 get together, and then the 54 got up into, looks like, Chuggles on the outside one. A couple more looks here of it, and so 41 involved. Tommy Osborne in the 1 involved. Everyone else able to sneak on through there, so the field will get double file behind the pace car on the entry of turn number 3. Leader and in control of this one so far, that's Josh Hetrick's in that number 25 machine. Riley Hoots shows currently second. Dave Hare, Kyle Purcell, Jim Hubble, your top 5 here early in this one, as the caution is out on lap number 4. Taking a look at the stages this afternoon, stage 1 will end at the completion of lap 36. Stage 2 will end at lap 72. Then we'll race it home for the final stage all the way to the checkered flag. Hopefully, if we have no overtime, at the end of lap 113. Some cars electing to duck down onto pit road here at the first opportunity they get. And I'm sure this is a top up the tank of fuel to make it potentially to the end of the stage. Not exactly sure how far each of these guys can go on fuel, but seeing that some or a handful of cars are coming down pit road to possibly top that tank up, it gives me an inclination that it's going to be pretty tight on fuel when we get to the back end of the stages in this one. So a handful of cars on pit road because of the incident, and then a handful of cars on pit road just because they want to top that fuel tank up. Everyone will head back out onto the speedway, and we should have one to go signal given this time when the field gets back around for restart. Only car left on pit road right now is the Bledsoe machine, getting some repairs done by the pit crew. As you can see him there, lonely soldier on pit road, having the last of the damage fixed up to join the field here as they work their way through 3 and 4. Again, looking for the one to go signal this time from the starter. Again, happy you could join us here on the Sim World Racing Network. Tuesday nights, as always, All-American Racing League Cup Series night. Like I said, race 31 on the season so far this year. We've had a handful of different winners. We'll bring that up here on the screen there on the right-hand side. Leading the way, Brendan Mathias, 7 wins, but not too far behind him. Alan Bledsoe has 6. Larry Stubblefield, 4 wins early in the season. Dave Lafano, also a multi-time winner, 3 wins under Dave's belt. Kyle Purcell found himself in victory lane 3 times. Travis Rodriguez, as we mentioned earlier, 2 victories. Kelly Thomas picked up that early season victory at Phoenix. Eric Thornton picked up a win also this year. Chad Snyder scored that first win on the year, as well as Riley Hoots and James Nelson, all with 1 win coming within the last handful of races. So lots of first-time winners here. Recently, the most recent winner, though, Brendan Mathia, in that number 99, picked up the win last week and locked himself into the next round via that win. So the field works its way down the back straightaway. The leader is the 25. He has elected the outside front row for the restart. So the first place car on the outside. Inside him is Hoots in the 91. Second row looks to be, that is Jim Hubble and Kelly Thomas on row 2. Row 3 appears to be the 26 of Snyder. The 75 Auto Serve Ford Mustang. That is James Nelson. Then we have the aforementioned Brendan Mathia. He is on the inside of the next row. And then Dave Lafano in that 8 Assault Motorsports Graham Collision Holyoke Cornhole Bags and Boards, number 8 Toyota there, also on that row. But up front, Josh Hetrick continues to be the car at the point of this one as we get set and roll back around into the restart zone as we look to go back green, this time at the exit of the tri-oval. Again, so happy you could join us here on this Tuesday evening from a beautiful Talladega Speedway through the Geico, first of the Geico signs. That's always confusing everyone. Into the second one, Geico restart zone. On the loud pedal is the 25. Hetrick is going to clear the front of the 91 and drop down in front of Hoots. But as I say that, Hoots will go up to the top of the 28 of Thomas. They work their way through turns 1 and 2. Josh Hetrick's the car in control as they work their way off of turn 4 down the back straightaway. Still 2 distinct grooves here as Hara doesn't know where he wants to go. Does he want to be on the inside or the outside? He elects to jump to the inside as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Inside row, first 2 cars clear of that outside row. Hetrick's and Hummel working together with Snyder, the third car in line. And we've got James Nelson, Brendan Mathia on the inside, the outside row. There's got Hoots, Kelly Thomas, and Tyler Nelson in that 85, the car with the green spoiler. So they work their way through 1 and 2 this time. Just mention a note, any drivers you see highlighted in yellow, they are the drivers are in a position to qualify for the next round based on anyone in red is currently on the outside looking in from advancing to the next round, and then any drivers in blue have already locked themselves into the round of 8, which will get to eventually one more race in the round of 12 coming next Tuesday night from the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We got some wiggling going on the outside, a big push from the Kelly Thomas machine. Got Riley Hoots all out of shape there, but he was able to hold on to it. He was in front of that entire outside row, and that could have caused some severe headaches for those guys. Again, the field works through turns 1 and 2 this time. Back onto the back straightaway. Hetrick still the man to keep it front on the inside. It's a good run out of turn 3. They'll pull even as they hit the halfway mark of the back straightaway and look to enter turn number 3. Side by side, 4 this time as it looks like the Nelson 85 having a little bit of connection flashing going on. He's able to get that stabilized as he appears back on the screen. Back down through the tri-oval this time. Looks like Hoots is going to be the leader at the line. So Hoots will go third different leader of the race at this point as he works his way now. Oh, as we got trouble, big trouble there in the pack. Everyone involved, it almost looks like. So this is going to cause some substantial damage to some of these cars. So a whole bunch of cars involved, pretty much half the field at least. We're gonna have to see a replay to see what happened here. As you can just see a bad push there, potentially started that one. We're gonna take a look here. So it looks like Lefano and Thomas jumped to the inside line, and that was a bad push that led the 8 to spin the 28, and that propelled him back up across the track in front of everybody, and no one had anywhere to go. So watch this as the 28 comes back up hard into the 51, who gets into the 41, and then everyone else just tries to get on the brakes to avoid calamity. Looks like the 99 Amathia might have snuck through on the inside, but we'll take another look here. It's way down on the apron. Maybe gets a little bump there from the 20, but bouncing around through the grass. No, not too much damage. Let's see another view of this one. We'll watch the 8 and the 28. They just get together on the corner entry. Everything was okay until the 28 came back up onto the track. Just that moon shift lost all his momentum and leaked into the back room. Number 51 on the side. Everyone else just sliding to try to stay as out of it as possible and obtain the least amount of damage. Looks like Kurgelek, Hetrick, and Hubble all will need to use, all have required damage on the mechanical black flag, so that will bring them all down pit road to the attention of their crew. Possible use of the fast repair may be required for those three unless it's minimal, and the crew can work on it though. Pit road back open. Looks like only one car may stay out of this one. It's Tyler Nelson passes the entry to pit road, and he appears at this point to be the only car that does, as it's a little bit of calamity coming to pit road there. As the cars all come and get to the attention of their pickers. Some are quicker than others, obviously, as they come back down pit road. It looks like maybe the 75 might have missed his pit stop. Let's see if he has to come back down to the attention of his crew. So looks like some tire changes going on, filling up the fuel tank, getting set to go back to green flag here in a handful of laps as the rest of the field completes their pit stops. Tyler Nelson will be the race leader on this one, as the 85 there is the car that did not come down pit road. So Nelson out front at this point. Looks like Kurgelek, Hetrix, as well as Tommy Osborne all needing to use their fast repair in this one. So they are all out of fast repairs. One fast repair per per race. So here early in this one, only 11 laps in, we have a few drivers who have already used their fast repair, so they will be potentially driving a little more conservatively here through the rest of these 100 laps, as we're only 11 laps completed here this time. Out of 4, it'll be 12 done. So hopefully we can get into some good rhythm and start clicking off some laps, but as of right now, it's going to be potentially for a long one here if we can't get ourselves a little bit more organized in the pack and just ride for a little bit here from Talladega. Dave Lafano heads back down pit road, as well as a handful of other drivers back down to the attention of their pit crew, as Tyler Nelson also stays out again, sorry. So as I mentioned, he will continue to be the leader. I think we should be getting this, the one to go signal that time at the line, so the field will double up. We will get set to go go back racing in just under a lap. As the field doubles up, as the rest of the cars that head down pit road, that time I will join the tail end of the field. So we've lost a couple, one car. Jim Hubble has disconnected, so he will not be completing the rest of the event this afternoon, as Hubble will call it a day after that lap. 10 incident. He was involved. We'll take one more look here at the incident as the field rolls through. Just couldn't carry the speed, and the 8 wasn't able to check up enough there. You see Hubble up on his side against the other side of the wall. Just trying to spin to avoid, and just using all the real estate they can to not be involved in this race. Tyler Nelson, the control car, the 85 Camaro on the inside row. Riley Hoots to his outside. It'll be the 16 of Ken Pack, the 99 of Mathia, 54 of Curtis Sobrin, and Mike Kurgelek in row 3. Hetrix and Rodriguez, row 4. Row 5 is Snyder, and the 28 is Kelly Thomas. Green flag is back in the air, and we are back racing at Talladega. 13 laps complete. 100 to go as we work our way to that 300-mile distance at the end of 113 laps. Outside's got a good run as Mathia and the Hoots 91 bumper to bumper get a big push down the back straightaway this time into turn number 3. The inside row going the wrong way, being led by Nelson and Ken Pack. As now the outside row definitely clear of the inside row. They will look to move down potentially at this point. They are staying committed to the top here as they work back down through turns, out of turn 4, sorry, back down through the tri-oval. The top row is now just deforming a little bit as two cars are the bottom. The two teammates, the 28 and the 42, will now lead that inside row to make up some ground on the outside row that currently has a 4-car advantage over the inside row through turns 1 and 2. There you can see the action juking and jiving as they work their way through turns down the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4. Still that outside row has the momentum factor going right now as they are still the control line, as there's very few cars on that inside line. No one's to the bottom quite yet as they continue to work back through the tri-oval, and we have another wreck on our hands. Looks like the 26 of Chad Snyder and the 54 of Curtis Sauber got together. The field is definitely going to have to slow down here for those so the pace truck can catch up, as we saw him exiting the pits. As we'll take another look at this replay here. Watch the 36 or the 26 and the 54. So 54 drifted down to the inside, and the 26 just made a push on the outside rear bumper. And obviously not going to work out when you have that kind of issue. So we'll take another look here at the replay. And Curtis Sobrin and 26 machine involved as they work their way back to the trial. Just cars weren't lined up, and that's going to cause a bunch of issues every time. We'll take one more look at the replay. 626 just into the back of the 54. Into the outside wall. So Sovereign has to come down pit road to get some attention to his car at this point. See if anyone else will come down pit road with him. Looks like all the field is coming back down pit road here on lap number 16. Few cars stay out on track. The 01, the 26, the 15, and the 85 all on track as the rest of the field comes down to either top up on fuel, I'm assuming. And they'll find their pit stalls there. A little bit of confusion for a few cars, but they're able to get it sorted out. We'll take a look here at the 54. We should be on pit road. So some hood damage to the front of that thing. That's definitely going to cause some aero issues on the Sovereign 54 here at this point in the race. See if he will, obviously he will sit on pit road. Let the crew go to work. Not needing a fast repair quite yet. No mechanical meatball flag on the 54, so he will be able to save his fast repair, see if he can get as much of that body damage repaired as possible. But the race leader is going to be the 01 Purcell machine as he works his way down the long back straightaway towards turn 3. DuPage County Animal Services 01 looking for the 1 to go signal this time for the field out of turn at the exit of the tri-oval. Get ourselves back to racing. So as I mentioned earlier, needed to get some laps in. Weren't able to accomplish that as we had another caution come out. So we will try again this time, as the field should, as I said, get the signal to double up this time at the exit of the tri-oval, and we'll try to go back racing here in just over a lap. Already the third caution of the afternoon on lap number 17 is Purcell will be the control car when we go back. Green flag outside him will be the 26 of Snyder, Dave Hara, and the 85 Nelson machine will make up row number 2 at this point. Then you have Hoots and Mathia, row number 3, and looks like Bledsoe and Rodriguez in row 4. Field enters turn 3 and 4, too wide. Eight and a half rows deep. We'll come to the green flag this time into the Geico restart zone. Don't be fooled. It is the second set of Geico banners on the wall that the restart zone is in. Pretty much on the exit of the travel. So you'll see here, it's pretty tricky because there is a set of Geico banners right there, which is not the restart zone. And as we roll through the trial with the second set right here is the set that mean business. Green flag is back in the air, and we are going to try this again from Talladega. Rip roars and snores down into turn 1. Side down on the inside of the speedway as they work their way back down off the back straightaway. This shot gives you a good glimpse of the sideways movement of these cars. They try to stay in a straight line, but most of the time they're not able to. Into turns 3 and 4 out front on the top side there. That is Chad Snyder's 26 squeaking his nose out in front, but the bottom gets a good run this time through 3 and 4. Snyder will slip down in front of the 0-1 as we will push across the line. He'll be the leader there as we complete 18 laps of this one. Now the outside row, being led by Tyler Nelson in that 85. Getting a push from the 99 of Mathia. He will nose his way out in front of that inside row as they head back down. Push from the 99. Clear the 26. Oh, good grief. Hold on to it, hold on to it. A lot of pushing and shoving up front here, and this one's still very, very early. Obviously, to win it, first you got to finish it, and I don't know if anyone wants to do that tonight. As we work our way back out at turn number 4, looks like the leader will be 85, and Nelson at the start-finish line this time across. He is going to move to the bottom. He will now get a bump from the 26 on the entry of turn number 1 and 2 there. Headed up by Mathia and that 99, the 79 of Rodriguez and the 75 of Nelson. Up on board the roof cam now as Nelson will dip and dive to the inside. That was a big move as he will get in front of his son there in the 85 as 4 cars line up on the bottom. As the 75 works his way to the inside, now looks to take over control of the lead through turns 3 and 4 this time. Out of 4, Nelson and Mathia side by side heading for the tri-oval. Looks like Mathia will be the car at the line to lead this lap as the top gets a good bump there on the exit of turn 4 and will shoot out in front of the inside. Now Nelson, Tyler gives a bump to his dad through turns 1 and 2. Propel him back up almost equal with the second place car, Rodriguez. Field heads down the back straightaway. Lots of momentum on the top side there as now first 3 cars are clear of that inside line as that line starts to break up as we go 3 wide into turn number 3 here on lap number 22. Three wide, 3/4 of the way through the pack, 2 rows deep now as the third row of the outside, the 3 teammates of Hoots Bledsoe and the 28 of Kelly Thomas might have thought better of that as he will duck back in line behind the 15 though as they work their way down through turns 1 and 2. So that's still 3 wide this time through 3 and 4 there. Making a little bit of progress, not quite to where they want to, but they get a great run that time off of turn number 2. They're going to get a big push from the back of the 28 now as they work their way through the back straightaway. Back down into turns 3 and 4. The group still 3 wide towards the back. Now the battle for the lead is on up front. That's Mathia and the 99 and the 8 of Dave Lurfano working back through the trial. Across the line, looks like Dave Lurfano able to lead that lap as that third groove kind of backs itself off a little bit, lost a little bit of that momentum, but they work back down through turns 1 and 2 down onto the back straightaway. Great shot of the 3 wide battle developing there as Bledsoe doesn't know if he wants the inside or the middle or the bottom as they work their way back down through turns 3 and 4. Still 3 wide, a little further back. So Lots of action going on around this 2.56 mile super speedway, as the lead is being held by the 8 car up front, but the battle is still developing there with the Hoots 91 a little further back. Still 3 wide through the middle part of the field. Big push coming from the 42 that's going to push him up almost even to the lead, as this time they're going to get even with the leader on the entry of turn 3 and 4. Mathia now the man in the middle. Teammates, so those 3 cars on the top, with Dave Lafano in the catbird seat at this point as they work down the back straightaway. Lots of good racing here, and the whole field all under a blanket as they work their way back down. It looks like Curtis Sovereign, he's going to jump up and join that top line into 3 and 4 as the middle line, not the place to be as they're going the wrong way. A big push from the 42 gets the 91. Squirrely whirly this time out of turn number 4. They work their way back down to the tri-oval. Still Dave Lafano though on the inside, as we've got the race back down to 2 wide as they work their way through the tri-oval. It's Lafano, Nelson, Snyder. Then that outside row has Hoots leading the way there. As I say that, Snyder jumps up in front, as he will now be the first car in that what is the outside row. Working their way, try to get some momentum going here as they work down the back straightaway. Inside row, still the place to be right now as Lafano continues to lead this one. 3 laps led up until this point. 7th different leader on the afternoon. Fieldwork sits back, way back down to the completion of lap 26. Big push coming from Hoots to the back of the 26 Snyder machine. They'll get a big run through the tri-oval. Try to pull even with Nelson there in second. Kelly Thomas having a big connection flashing going on. He's able to rejoin without incident as they work their way down through 1 and 2. Field coming at you 2 wide down the back straight, so at the speed kill. Then back towards turn number 3. Continues to be Lafano on the inside, Snyder on the outside. Looks like Snyder may have the advantage at this point through 3 and 4. On the top side, we go to work as Snyder will clear the inside of Lafano. And the 2 cars on the outside now will be 1 and 2 at the line as they push their way back down to turn 3 and 4. Or sorry, 1 and 2. Field continues to work here in the middle portion of stage number 1. Again, stage 1 will come to a completion at the end of lap 36, so just under 10 laps to go in stage number 1, where we will award 1 playoff point that will carry on to to the next round with the winner if he is eligible, and then regular standing points, 10 for the winner, 1 for 10th, and it goes down by 1 for each position 9 through 2. This time across the line, Snyder still in control, but that Graham collision, Assault Motorsports number 8 right there on the bottom, still looking feisty and aggressive as they work their way back down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Snyder still committed to that top side, doesn't want to give that lane away to the 91. As he will have 3 teammates lined up right behind him if that happens. So Chad will hold on to that top side, giving Lafano the clean air on the bottom. He's getting a big push from James Nelson this time through the bottoms of 3 and 4. That's a strong run out of the 75. It almost looked like they had it in overdrive as they were able to clear the 8 and 75 were able to clear the 26. That's going to put Lafano back to the front, but now he's lost some help as the 85 had to duck down pit road. His first pit stop of the race will come on lap number 29. So Snyder now with the momentum of the 4 teammates on the outside, able to get a push back around the top of the car, as now Purcell and Kerjelek will join that bottom line, and they'll be the first 4 on the inside row, looking to pull even down the back straightaway. This time the field works through turns 3 and 4. Again, pretty even up front as the bottom gets a great run through 3 and 4 the last 2 laps, but the top side has the straightaway momentum. See if the bottom's able to make up some ground through the trial. They'll back down around across the line. Snyder now decides, I'm going to go to the bottom. Riley Hoots, you're in charge of the top lane. Don't screw it up, he says as he jumps down in front of Dave Larfano through 1 and 2. 30 laps complete, 6 laps to go before the end of the stage, and we got more trouble coming. No, it's able to save it. The 91 gets another big push from his teammate, the 42. Everyone's able to hold on, but it scattered the field and let Chad Snyder drive away a little bit. Not too far. They're going to gobble them up here in a second as they get themselves back organized. So for the second time this afternoon, a bad push from the 42 gets the 91 all out of shape. Almost causes the second big one of the afternoon, but so far it continues to be Chad Snyder getting back in front of the 8 car now as they line back up through the tri-ovals as the field regroups itself as they come to complete lap number 31. Dave Larfano, a big push to the 8 from the 8 on the inside entrance of turn number 1 and 2. You can see the battle here as the 8 and the 36 go down the back straightaway side by side. Down into turns 3 and 4, the field all back together now after getting out of shape when the 91 and the 42 got together on the back straightaway. Now the outside row's got 2 QFRL regulars. That's the one-armed bandit Curtis Sovereign and the 54 Liberty University machine giving a big push to the 75 to clear him out of the front. And it's going to be James Nelson leading lap number 32. They're both able to get clear of the 26 of Snyder. That means they're going to jump down to the inside as they work their way down the back straightaway. That inside row now being led by the Nelson 75. Snyder back to third as the outside row looks to gain a little momentum. The stage will come around to complete lap 33. Should be about 3 laps to go before the end of the stage. Across the line they come. Well, we have maybe a second to take a look at the incident between the 41 and the 42 and the 91 that almost caused the second big one of the afternoon. So watch this push coming off the corner there, get together, and then the 91 down into the 8. Everyone scatters all over. Watch everyone able to recover again. Watch the push from the 42 into the 91. Down across the track. Everyone goes everywhere. Everyone able to continue. As we are still green flag. This time across the line looks like Curtis Sauber. It's going to be the man in front. We're going to lead that lap. Snyder on the outside saying, hey, I don't want to miss an opportunity to score a stage bonus point. As he has a big push coming from the 42 down the back straightaway. Sauber still on the inside with Snyder and also now clear of the inside row. Looks like Kelly Thomas will jump down to the inside row. He'll be the first car in front of the 54, but as I say that, the 26 and the 42 are the same. Up a bit of a gap back to the field, so I don't know if this is going to hurt them or help them, as if the field can get assembled and get some momentum going, they should be able to catch and wipe out that deficit pretty quickly. As I say that, the field works its way down into turns 3 and 1 and 2 on the last lap of stage number 1. 28 of Thomas goes to the outside. He's looking to pick up the 99, his teammate, as they get a big bump and a bang in there. Halfway through the fact, Travis Rodriguez gets the raw end of that deal as he's going the wrong way. But up front, Chad Snyder's in control of both lanes right now, kind of sitting in the middle, playing a cat and mouse game. Keep them all behind him as he works off of turn number 4. Kyle Purcell with a big run goes to the outside, but it looks like it's still going to be Snyder as they enter the tri-oval. Looks like Chad Snyder will pick up the win in the stage. As the caution for the completion of stage number 1 comes out, and we are 36 laps complete, 77 to go here on the SimWorld Racing Network. You're watching the AARL Lawn Care 300 from Talladega. We'll be right back. Pit road opens this time for the field as they complete a lap behind the caution truck. Pit road, as I said, pit road opens. Should see almost everyone come down pit road. I think the only one we will see not come down pit road will be that 85, as he is the lucky dog, and we'll have to wait till at least the next time around. He should get his lap back though, so that'll put Tyler back on the lead lap for this one, after staying out as long as he could on that first tank of fuel. I think he came down pit road on about lap 29. So that's the field in. As you can see, the crews lifting those cars up. Left side, right side, or right side, left side. Full tank of fuel. Looks like Bledsoe's going to win the race off of pit road, followed by Purcell, Sobran, Thomas, and then looked like the Nelson 75. A couple cars staying a little longer, having their pit crews work on some damage by the looks of it, as the the 99 of Matthias still sits in his pit box, as well as the 79 of Rodriguez. So as I mentioned, looks like Alan Bledsoe will be the first car off of pit road to join the field in his number 42. Then you have the Purcell 01, then the Liberty University 54, Curtis Sobran. Kelly Thomas there will come off next. James Nelson, Mike Kurgelek, Dave Lurfano, Riley Hoots, Dave Hara, and Chad Snyder will be your top 10 when we go back racing. Stage results at the time. Caution the 26. The winner is Snyder in that 26. The 42, the 54, the 8, the 28, the 0141, 75, 16, 99 are the cars that finished with stage points. So Snyder, then Bledsoe, the one-armed bandit, Curtis Sobran in the 54, Dave Lurfano in the 8, Kelly Thomas 28, 01 of Kyle Purcell, 41 of Kurgelek, with 75 of James Nelson, the 16 of Ken Peck, and the 99 machine of Brendan Mathias were your point-scoring cars at the end of stage number 1. The 1 to go indicator given. Field will double up behind the iRacing pace truck. Looks like Mathias in the 42 will choose the outside line in front of his teammate. That's 28 of Kelly Thomas. That'll put Kyle Purcell on the inside with Sovereign on his back bumper in those front 2 rows. Row 3 will be Nelson and Kurgelek. Row 4 should be the Lorfano 8 and the 91 of Riley Hoots. And Dave Hare, Chad Snyder, the top 10 for this restart. As it feels a little... Again, form up double file down the back straightaway, looking for a green flag at the exit of the tri-oval as they work their way to the completion of lap number 40. 40 will be complete. We'll have 73 to go in the race, and then lap 73 will go in the race, and then lap 72 at the end of 72 will be the next stage break caution. So 70 will be at the end of 40. So 34 laps to the stage break, and then 73 laps to the end of the race. But one got to come before the other. And hopefully we can get through this stage with a few less cautions. I think this is the 4th caution of the afternoon. We can take a look if I flip over to the other scoring. Yep, 4th caution of the afternoon. Obviously for the stage finish. So other 3 were for incidents. As we get set to go back, Racing Field will roll into the Geico restart zone. The second Geico banner on the track is the go point. There's Purcell and Bledsoe, the front row, with Bledsoe being the control car. As they hit that Geico restart zone, starter will drop that green flag, and the field will drop the hammer as they rumble and stumble back down to turn number 1. Going to do it quite yet as they work through turns 1 and 2. On board the roof cam of the number 75 auto serve machine. That is James Nelson as we work our way down the back straightaway. Watch the race developing. He found he is the 3rd car on the inside row this time into turn number 3. Back down through the trial. Bledsoe will lead that lap and jump on board his spoiler cam. Take a look at the field developing there behind him. Looks like 2 cars are trying to drop off the pace. That's the 16 of Ken Peck and the 17 of Tommy Osborne in a bit of trouble here early in stage number 2. So we'll be right back into the office of Kelly Thomas in that number 28 machine. Things are getting rammy down the back straightaway. Still lots of races to go. Kurgelek will make a move to the inside. That'll put 13 cars on the outside. Now that'll open the door for Hoots here on the back bumper of the 28. Worked their way off of turn number 4 down, headed towards the tri-oval this time. On lap number 2 will be complete at the line. Still the outside row rolling tight here on the top. As I mentioned, 3 teammates there, the 42, 28, and 91. All the teammates with the 99 on the thigh, as well as they work their way down into turns 1 and 2. Now the inside gets a good surge. We're on the bumper cam of the 01. You can see a great shot of the back of the 41. Now he's going to go a little bit out from behind him. They will now jump to the roof cam and watch them go to work as they push their way through turns 3 and 4. Take a look back from the top of the 01 here at the field behind him as they work their way down out of turn number 4. The auto serve roof can give us a great view into the wheelhouse of the Sovereign 54. Complete that gotta be careful there as they get out of line a little bit. Don't want to be pushing off kilter. That'll send someone flying the wrong way in a one-way street, that's for sure. So they're able to get that cleared back up, and they'll go back to work. Single file on the bottom, obviously. Lots of momentum for that bottom side as they work down the back straightaway. There you can see in the back, the Peck 16 and the Osborne 1 definitely falling back. Still on the lead lap, but definitely off the back of the main pack as that group works through turns 1 and 3 and 4 this time. Black will lead that lap here in front of the field at this point. $11 different leaders so far up until lap 44. So pretty good group of drivers all getting a chance to take a lead, a run at the front of this one as they work their way now through 3 and 4. Definitely single file here as they develop a bottom line, still working on the inside. A little bit of a gap back to the Snyder machine here. That's the first group. It's a couple cars wide. So that's going to slow you down when the front group is running single file. It's definitely going to slow you down when the first set of cars in the next group is too wide. So now Nelson, he thinks better of the push that the 42's given pretty aggressively as he will jump out of line. They will go around the 54 of Sauber. Sauber is in no man's land now, hung out in the middle as the top looking to make up some ground here. Hopefully Sauber can duck down in front and get back in the draft. Looks like Juggles able to let him do that pretty easily by laying back, but they've definitely lost some ground to the back bumper of the 20 car. Back up front continues to be Kurdzlek, but as I say that, here comes a big push from the 42 again on the back of the 75 through the tri. We'll see who's going to lead at the line. Could be a dead heat for all I know. Ooh, bottom line gets loose, has to get out of the gas. That's going to open the door extremely wide for that top side. They're able to cycle back through to the lead, put Nelson back on top of the scoring pylon. He's trying to bring Bledsoe, Hoots, and Thomas through with him, but not able to bring anyone else with him as now he goes down to the bottom. He's going to get a big bump from the 41 on the inside. He's going to lose the lead, but get a good push from his fellow league mate from the QFRL group. That's the 41 of Michael Kurdzlek, the butt kicker Moza Motorsports Ford Mustang on the inside. Beautiful painted machine by none other than Mr. Mike himself. Gets that move here down the back straightaway. And as they work back through the tri-oval, still side by side, a good run for the bottom group through that tri-oval is going to bring them almost to the line at a dead heat, but looks like the lap will go to Bledsoe. On board goes Nelson's roof camp, looking back at the field behind him as he works that inside line pretty well. The outside still though, warming up the Super able to get the momentum and get back beside the front of the field. So we have a switch at the front of that outside line. Looks like Riley Hoots will now go to the lead, and maybe they'll drop in line and ride single file as the stage 2 develops here. Looks like we are going to drop everyone in line this time out. Number 2, but as I say that, the QFRL boys are under attack from All-American Racing. The boys is Dave Lafano and Dave Hare will work on the top side. First 2 cars on the outside row getting some help now from Sobern in the 54 as well as A91 is the 4th car in that line. Three cars on the bottom, all left to dry as they most of the field went to the top side. Now we're going to go three wide through the travel. As he switches the outside of Sauber. And on the outside of Dave Hare and Dave Lacano into turns 1 and 2. Again, some wibbly wobbly pushing going on between the 42 and the 91, trying to be extra aggressive here as we cross over the lap 50 mark, working lap 50 this time. Still in control, that 75 of Nelson on the bottom, getting the help from Kurt Nelson. The place to be right now out front. They got that bottom figured out. Now Chad Snyder looks to close the gap on the bottom. It's definitely a bit of weird racing. We got cars all over the place. No one really too organized to get a run on anybody. But now Bono and Hera jump back to the bottom. Car break away a little bit out front by at least half a second. Fourth place run. That is the Nelson 75 still in control as everyone goes back single file as they work their way back down the back straightaway. Again on the outside, looking to make a push for the front here through turns 3 and 4. Everyone else on the inside is on the outside. There's the gap on the outside. Big push out of turn number 4. They're going to get a little bit of help as Sovereign jumps up in that outside line with them a little bit off the back end of the turn 1 right at the prime there. Nelson has some company to his right hand side. Turn 2. Again, down the back straightaway they come as the 91 now pulls pretty much even with the 75 at the midway point, and it's drag race down to turn 3. Who's going to get a better push? Looks like at the entry it's the 41 giving that 75 a good run on the entry, but the 42 looks to give the shove back to the 91 coming out of turn number 4. Top side makes it back to the even part again as they work into turn 1, same place they were last time, as now the front row is all even and square through turn number 2. We'll see who gets the run down the back straightaway, as now the 41 right on the back bumper of the 75 there in the center of your screen, but the 42 and now the 20 and the 99 get together. That's going to get the 99 up into the outside fence. They're going to lose a whole bunch of ground to those cars in front of them. Looks like we have some other trouble further back on the track. Tyler Nelson had himself an issue. Let's see what's happened to Tyler. Just got too low and he's going to spin himself out back there and back it into the fence. So a little bit of an issue for Tyler Nelson there at the back half of the field. He was able to get it back going and continue. Now up front we are back to single file racing as the 28 and the 99, as we saw there, got into the wall a little bit, causing them to lose all their spots on track. Now the 41 Krzak still pushing hard on the back bumper of the 75, and that second row starting to form up again. Break away from everyone else at this point, as Purcell falling back into the clutches of the 26 on the inside. Down to the travel. Still Nelson up front, but only 2 cars on the inside is going to make for hard pushing, as the top 4 on the outside are almost to tail. They're going to get through on the inside of the 30 and the really got to get to number 1. Now Sovereign goes from the outside to the inside. He's going to jump in front of Nelson 75, see if he can get some help from him and Krzak in that 41. They are in a bit of a hole here down the back. Now big push from the 75, going to pull the car, the 54 Liberty University Camaro even with the 91 car as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Now they're going to fall back a little bit and give the momentum back to the outside. It's got 4 cars strong 5 cars now that Thomas has got, able to latch on to the back bumper of the 99. Five, and these guys are all out of shape as they looked. Oh, big wreck. So that outside row went to make a move to the inside, and there was not enough room for them all. The 28 got into the 54, a Sovereign, and that was all for her as he went flying after he got. So let's go back and take another look at the replay, see what we can see. A little bit further. So we're going to see this outside row try to make a move to the inside. They're not all clean, and that's going to cause the 28 to get into the 54. It's going to push him down onto the apron, and then the 75 gets into him. 54 gets hard into the wall, and then he gets clipped by the 26. So we'll take one more look from a different camera angle, see if we can have a better view of this. So you can see the 54 just gets clipped by the 75 because he got pushed down onto the apron, then he gets hit pretty hard by this 26, and he will have to bring that around to the attention of his pit crew. One back wheel pointing one way, another back wheel pointing the other way, as looks like he has retired from the event, unfortunately. So that'll be the end of the day for the number 54 machine. Up front, though, Riley Hoots is the leader at the time of caution in front of his teammate, the 42 of Alan Bledsoe. Continues to work here under caution. Should see potentially pit road open up this time for the field. See if we got any takers here. I'm assuming we'll have everyone on the pit road to get a full tank of E85 ethanol, as they wouldn't be able to complete the entire stage without pitting, so that's going to put everyone on a fuel situation that they will be able to make it to the end. And it looks like, actually timing-wise, a couple cars were able to capitalize on that yellow. It looks like both Hetrix and Rodriguez were able to get down pit road before the caution was out, and they were able to get the pit stop completed. So just what I see here, let's go up a little. So yes, they came down pit road on lap 55 as the field crossed for 56, and then wrecked in turn 1 on 56. They were already on pit road getting their service completed, so that worked out well for Hetrix and Rodriguez. They're going to flip the deck on the field, and they're going to move to the top of the scoring pylon and be number 1 and 2 when we get set to go back racing. So how about that for a turn of events? Well, we got a quick second here. Why don't we take a look at the All-American Racing League points standings. As you can see there on your screen, Mathia in the 99, his 5,000 points and highlighted blue name. I mean, he is locked into the round of 8 that will start in 1.5 races. This race and the next race from the Roval will be the cutoff, and then we will go. The top 8 will battle for 3 events, but Mathia has locked himself in. Then, if we look at the points breakdown behind him, Bledsoe, Lerfano, Purcell, and Kurgilek will round out the top 5 on points, and then Nelson, Rodriguez, and Sobrin all in on points right now as it sits, and then the 4 cars on the outside looking in, coming into this one were Hoots, Hara, Thomas, and Chad Snyder. So obviously not the night Curtis Sobrin wanted. He will definitely lose a handful of positions in the point standings, being out of this one early in the event, just past the halfway point. So we'll see how that shakes the points up for the third and final race in the round of 12, and that looks like the field has been given the 1 to go signal. I think they appear to be doubling up as they enter turn 1. They sure are. And as again, that is going to... Ooh, looks like Travis came down pit road. So the one car to be able to take advantage of that timing of their pit stop was the Hendricks 25. He will be on the point of this one as we get set to go back racing next time out of turn number 4. So it'll be Hendricks and Bledsoe the front row, Matthias Harrod row 2, Purcell and James Nelson in row 3, Kelly Thomas and the 91 of Hoots in row 4, Kurdzilek and the Snyder 26 in row 5. Then you got Larry Garnes and Dave Lafano, Ken Pack and Tyler Nelson. Then you have Tommy Osborne at the back with Travis Rodriguez in that purple and white machine. So as the field heads down the back straightaway, 3 cars out of this one early, 2 cars already out of this one early. Curtis Sobram in the 54 as well as Jim Hubble in the 51, both out due to accidents here. Jim only able to complete 9 laps, Curtis getting to 55 completed. So we get set to go. We'll go racing on lap number at the completion of lap 59. That'll give us 54 to go in to the distance to this one, and just over about 14 laps to the end of stage number 2. You're watching the SimWorld Racing Network's presentation of the All-American Racing League Cup Series, race number 31 of the 2024 season, race number 2 of the round of 12 into the tri-oval, and the second Geico banner will be the restart zone. As they hit that right now, we go back to green flag racing this time as they cross the start-finish line. Hendricks gets the jump on the outside. He gets a push from the 15, he gets a push from the 75, he gets a push from the 91. They work down into turn number 1 and 2 still. A lot of bumping going on as they get a little bit separated on the top line. That's going to open up the bottom. Open up the door for the bottom to make a run here. They're going to be pretty even down the back straightaway. 2 teammates on the bottom nose to tail. That's the Bledsoe American Tire Distributors 42. And the 99 Tootsie Machine as Hendricks goes for a crazy ride. Hopefully he can hold on to that as he's able to join back up and not lose the draft. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but he definitely went for a bit of a ride. Up front, it's going to be Bledsoe leading the way now, and in front of the 99 and Matthias and the 01 of Kyle Purcell as they work off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. So the front 2 break away a little as we got some battles side by side for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th here, as the 2 groups get themselves re-lined up, as a big push from the 75 there on the back of the Kurdzilek 41 is going to push him even with the Purcell 01 as they work back through the tri-oval, as everyone gets tightened back up after a shambles of a bit of a shambles when the 25 got loose and went across the track. Still fortunately able to stay in the draft, so that's the good news for Ross Hendricks. The bad news is he's back to 13th on the speedway. Big push coming from the Nelson 75 to the back of the 41 as it worked deep down into turn number 3. Now we got a bit of a trouble there. A little further back as Riley Hoots is going to get a big push on the back of the 28, get both of them out of shape as they work through turns 3 and 4. Back down the front straightaway and through the tri-oval, nose to nose, door to door as they work their way back down to the start finish line. The completion of lap number 62 of 113. So past the halfway point of this one here this afternoon We are now getting down to the nitty-gritty. 11 laps to go in the stage, or no, 10 laps to go in the stage. It'll be at the end of lap 72. We'll re-rack the cars for the final stage and the run to the checker. As the first three cars now clear of the inside row. As I say that, the 26 almost gets down into the 42 as he wasn't clear, but that's going to let the Kerjlek and Nelson combination get out in front of the inside row, and the pushing will continue here through the tri-oval. Battle is on though for third, as now Snyder and Bledsoe side by side. Ken Peck, haven't mentioned him a lot early in this one. He's now in a position running inside the top 10, almost the top 5 this time as they work through 1 and 2. Can never count out Dave Lafano. 2 Superspeedway wins on the year already this year. Picked up the opening 2 wins at Daytona at the 500, and then in the following week at Atlanta. Went back-to-back to start the year for Dave Lafano. And picked up that third win on that last lap pass at Michigan. Now it looks like a third lane is forming as Lafano, Purcell, and I think that's Rodriguez's number 79. Go to the extreme top side. They're going to leave the 16 of Ken Peck out to dry, as Snyder in the 26 is able to clear the inside row. He's going to jump down in front now and be the leader on the bottom, as Purcell pushing hard on the back of the 8 machine. Now to draw a little bit closer down to the inside line. Use a bit of side drafting to slow that group down so they can get a better run. Purcell still pushing hard on the back of that number 8 car. He's going to get some help from the 79, the 91, and the 28 there on the outside. As now Kerjlek gets a little off balance off the back of the bumper of the 26. Getting better at that now. Purcell says, hey, thanks for the help, Dave. I'm going to dump to the bottom and take the lead away. As now Purcell moves to the inside, but the momentum is with the top side, as that is where the most cars stuck together. And now big bump coming from the 26 on the back of the 01. Going to get that back bottom line back going again as they work back through the tri-oval though. Dave Lafano back to the top of the scoring pylon to re-lead this race, and now him and Travis think, oh, the bottom looks good to us. We're going to scoot down here. Don't mind us. We're going to open the top side for the Hoots 91, the Telly Thomas 28, and the 42 of Bledsoe. Cars are getting a little worry-swervy as they work their way down the back straightaway. A big push coming on the back of the 79 as the 99 looked to make a move on the inside of the 85, but the 85 shut that down pretty quickly as he moved down half a lane to block the run of the 99. The 85, fourth car on the outside. That is Tyler Nelson, son of James Nelson, in the 75. Now the 99 going to look to the outside, see if he can make that same move on Nelson, who sucks him up the track a little. And he is going to cost both of them now, as they both kind of have lost the draft of the back of the 42. But the 99 is going to get some help from Hetrick in the 25, as the 85 starts blinking, flashing, whirving, and swerving. See if he's able to keep it in one spot. No, as he spins himself out there, as he is facing the wrong way. So Tyler Nelson, not the result he wanted from that, as he now sits on the inside. See if he's able to get it back going, or if he will need a tow. Take a look at the replay. Disappears, comes back, disappears, and then he is up. Floppy hood, and the 20 gets into him because he disappeared again, and then bouncing off the walls. His hood's fixed, but now he has made some heavy contact with the outside wall. Chad Snyder there gets a push and leads him in the wide last lane. He control that top lane and go right to the back of the pack. As he got some help from the 91. So now Chad will have to regroup and join the tail end. He'll fall in behind team owner in that 25, Josh Hetrick, in that Orlon Care Capital Collision, or no, Capital Signs, sorry, down the 25, Assault Motorsports Toyota, Dave, Chad, or Josh, team owner, the 26 of Chad Snyder, as well as the 8 of Dave Lafano, all running under the Assault Motorsports brand on those beautifully prepared Toyota machines. As the field works its way back through the tri-oval, completing lap 168 that time after 9. Tension is on the verge of ratcheting up as we get ever so closer to the end of the stage. 4 to go before we should see the caution for the completion of stage number 2, and things are going to get shovey here, and they're going to get shovey quick. As you can see, that top side is not satisfied letting Dave and Travis lead the way, so they're going to get pushy, rammy, and jammy up on the outside as they work their way down. You got Hera, Kurzlek, and Nelson leading that line, then the 4 teammates of Hoots. As they get to 75, gets a bit out of shape. That's going to open the door for that top side line. As they are going to go 3 wide through the middle part of the field. That's going to hurt big time for the 15 minutes. Not able to get that done, as they still have a chance though. As it looks like now Hoots will drop their line down in behind that line and use them to push them. Get some momentum going again as the cars are getting whirly and squirrely. As now Lafano, who almost gets blocked right down off the track as Dave Hare was not clear on the 15 move to the bottom there. That's going to open up the door for Kurzlek as he's going to keep up his momentum on the top side. Now he's going to clear Dave Lafano, jump down to the bottom. That's going to put Hoots in control of the top side out of turn number 4. Cars are rammy and jammy, as I mentioned here, as we get to the end of stage number 2. 70 laps completion, 2 laps to go before the is committed to the end of the stage now. If you haven't made a quick stop yet, you're going to wait to the caution. Down the back straightaway, Kurzlek leads the way on the inside. Here comes a row of cars on the outside. Hoots is the one in command, getting pushed from halfway down the back straightaway as they work through into turn 3 and 4. Still the advantage to the inside, but as I said, finds the speed and rolls almost back even with the 41 on exit of the corner. As now the top side, first 2 cars almost clear of the inside road, as now the bottom uses that shorter route through the tri-oval, and they're able to get a good run back towards the front. Dave Lafano pushing hard on the back of the 41 next time across the line. We should see the end of stage number 1. Sorry, in stage number 2. Oh, a little bit of looseness there for the 8 to 79. Got out of the gas, thankfully. That saved the day for the 8, as he was definitely out of shape. But that's going to open the door for everyone on the top side to go high, wide, and handsome and clear this inside line as they work back down through turns number 3 and 4. Hoots is in contention for the stage win, getting pushed by Kelly Thomas, Alan Bledsoe, and the 99 of Brennan Mathias. Second row now starting to form back together, led by none other than Chad Snyder, as they work their way back down through the tri-oval here. As the caution flag is displayed for the end of stage number 2, picking up the stage win is the 28 of Kelly Thomas. Behind him, 91 of Riley Hoots, Alan Bledsoe in the 42. Then you have the 41 of Kurzlek, the 99, the 8, the 26, the 79, and the 16 are the point scoring cars in this stage. As Kelly Thomas, as I mentioned, picked up the stage victory. As they will race back around to catch the caution car. Take a look at, let's see if we can find a replay of the end of that lap here. It is the pass that won Kelly Thomas the stage through the tri-oval. Gets a great run on the outside, and there it is. The money winner to the stage victory there for Kelly Thomas at the end of the stage, as the caution truck has picked up the field as they will now work their way behind it, back out of turn number 4, looking for pit road, and pit road to reopen for these cars to head on down and bring it to the attention of their pit crew for one of the last stops of the evening. Full tank of Sunoco E85 ethanol, potentially 4 fresh Goodyear tires, and then send them on their way. So I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it looks like Travis has unfortunately fallen off of the server. So Travis has is not in the server anymore. I'm not exactly sure what happened. He's just lost connection potentially. As that's not what we want to see. As we Travis was having a good run going, but looks like he will be dropping out of this one at the end of stage number 2. So you can see most of the cars getting repairs. Oh, there's Travis. All of a sudden he's back on pit road. Not sure where he went, but he's back. Either way, we'll see how it sorts out for Travis. He looks to be 1 lap down potentially if he's able to rejoin the race. So only 1 lap down, definitely can make that back up quite easily. But out front, Alan Bledsoe will be the leader on the restart. Behind him will be his teammate Riley Hoots, and then Brendan Mathia, Chad Snyder, Kelly Thomas, James Nelson, Larry Gons, Tommy Osborne, and Ken Pack, and then Mike Kurgelek will make up the top 10. There's a bunch of guys still on pit road getting final repairs made, I would assume, from any bumping and contact that they had received through that stage. So far we've had 13 different leaders in this race, and up into this point 74 down. 3 guys tied with 10 laps led. That's going to be broken right here with Bledsoe, as he will lead his 11th lap of the race. But only 4 drivers in this field have not led a lap this afternoon. One of them is already out of the race. So lots of passing, lots of good racing here in this one. Obviously, second stage definitely a little bit cleaner than the first one, as we get the cars racked and stacked for a restart here as we work the 6th caution of the afternoon. So caution number 6 obviously for the completion of stage number 2. So only 1 incident for caution in that stage, the incident involving the 54 of Curtis Sauber when he got hard into the outside wall, unable to continue from the damage obtained on that machine. So we'll reset the field here and late in this one as we get set to go back racing here with just under 40 laps to go. We'll go green with 37 to go to the end of this one. So obviously I don't think anyone can make 37 laps on fuel, so potential for a set of green flag pit stops if we can get there. If not, for sure 1 more pit stop for everyone out there. As the field double wide, so Alan Bledsoe and Riley Hoots will be row number 1, Brendan Mathia and Chad Snyder in row 2. Kelly Thomas, James Nelson make up row 3. Larry Garnes and Ken Pack in row 4. Mike Kurgelek and Josh Hetricks, I believe, will be in the 5th row. If that is not correct, don't get mad at me, it's what the scoring board tells me. So it looks like Travis was able to rejoin the race, but it looks like we've lost Tommy Osborne now. So I'm not sure what happened to Tommy. 74 completed. So Travis though, back in the race with us here at the tail end of this group. 1 lap down, as I mentioned, as the field will roll through the tri-oval in through the Geico restart zone, and the third and final stage of this one goes green, and we are underway. Horrible start for the outside ovals. I don't know if Chad Snyder missed a shift, but they left the Hoots machine high and dry up there, and they are now regrouping and reforming that outside row. Further back than they thought, I think they want to be. But teamwork prevails as the 91 is able to slink his way down in front of the 28. You got the 14 cars working together on the bottom this time. For a change, being led by the Bledsoe 42. Usually it's that Hoots 91 up there, but a good group of cars nonetheless together. Whoever's out front. We're going to keep our eye on that outside row though, as now the 26 and the 75 making progress here to the front of this one. 2-car push in tandem. Get themselves right back even with the front row. Looks like Snyder might even be able to lead this lap. The 75 and the 26 will get their cars connected bumper to bumper and look their way back up to the front. Now Nelson will drop to the inside. He'll leave Snyder up top, but Snyder gets some help from the 15 of Dave Hara. And the 0-1, that is Kyle Purcell on the third car on the outside as they work their way back down the back straightaway. Three and 4 they get to this time, as it's pretty nice detail side by side last time. Going back down to the travel at the bottom with the advantage this time. Off of the turn. At the line. Now Snyder will move in the front. No one wants to take control of this race, obviously, as we get down to the last 40 or 30 or so laps in this one. We are going to fasten the seatbelts first. It is going to be one heck of a finish, like it is always on the Superspeedway here with the boys and girls of the All-American Racing League. This is the Sim World Racing Network's presentation of the All-American Racing League Cup Series. My name is Nathan Christensen, the voice of the All-American Racing League Cup Series. Race 31 of the season, and also race number 5 of the playoffs, race 2 of the second round. I don't know how many more stats I can give you about what race it is. Either way, we could see another first-time winner tonight. Can we have another repeat winner? Can we have a car that is on the outside looking in lock themselves into the next round? Lots of questions still to be answered here as we work on lap 80. Coming around for completion of lap 80. That'll give us only 33 laps to go in this one. Oh, these drivers will have to stop one more time for sure before the end of this one. And we will see if that comes under green or under caution. Snyder on the top side. He's going to use the top line and the push for the he's kind of a little bit in no man's land as a third lane started, but now Purcell will drop back down in front, see if Hara can close that gap to the back of the 0-1 as Riley Hoops is still trying to make a third line work on the outside. That's nothing but hurt him. Now the 15 will drop to the inside behind the 99, but now the 99 goes to the middle line, the top line, which is the line with his teammates in it as they work their way through turn 4. This time on turn 4, we'll see it 3 wide, as that group of cars will not be content running third and fourth. They want first and second. Chad Snyder is in a really precarious spot as he's going to be the only car left in that middle line. He may get some help here from the 79. Abroad can get one lap, but still able to push these guys to the front. So teammates connect 91 and 99 this time on the exit of the tri-oval as they work their way through 1 and 2. Still Hoots and Fry out there. Now Bledsoe will speak right to the front in that top line. They are clear of the inside. See if they will sneak down in front of the rest of the 75. Keep their cars up top through 3 and 4 as they work back down out of 4 and through the trioval. Field works its way back down the back straightaway, just hitting the about 30 lap to go mark. A big bump from the 0-1 into the back of the 75 is going to push them through the turns 3 and 4 with some power and speed. No one really in defense mode yet here in this one, as everyone's still kind of working together, positioning themselves for the run to the end, as we got side-by-side battle though for the lead down into turn 1. A couple of groups of cars developing. All playoff drivers. Still the only car locked into the next round right now is that Tootsie's 99. We got some weeble wobbles through the middle of the turn as we head down the back straightaway, as Tyler Nelson there in the 85 goes to the extreme high side, try to stay out of the group's way as they will work their way by. Put Nelson down at this point. Let's now work back to 4. That is going to cause a bit of a scattering of the field, as the bottom side definitely lost some speed and momentum because of that. See if they can make any of it back up through the trioval. As the bottom line continues to form back up front though, Bledsoe is sitting in 3rd behind Hoots and Mathia, working their way through 1 and 2. Here comes the bottom group as Purcell hard on the back bumper of that 75, this time out of turn 2. They're going to pull even with at least the 2nd place car halfway down the back straightaway. Back to the trioval, and now to the start-finish line. Another lap led for the 99 of Brennan McFly. It's been the outside row holding on to the lead here for probably a 3 or 4 laps. The bottom tries to fight back and assemble a group of cars that can make a charge to the front. Back down, she turns 1, 2 again. The top side still the place to be here. And another part of stage number 3 as we work our way towards completing lap number 87 this time. The field continues to work here, the bottom side getting a push as they're not able to really get the momentum they need to close that gap up to the lead 2. There's a little bit more work needs to be done still as they push through turns 1 and 2. Now Snyder will drop down to the bottom. Hoots gets way out of shape. That's going to hurt the top line and give the bottom a little bit of momentum, as the top side has to regroup and gather itself back up. As I say that though, they get a good push out of turn number 4. Is now Snyder able to sneak down into that bottom line. He's that fourth car on the inside, as now the bottom has lost a ton of ground to the outside. As Rodriguez and Hetrick there, the tail end of that top line. Now we'll look down in front of the Nelson 75. Not able to clear him quite yet is the Hetrick's 25 now, as the 75 drives right up on the back bumper of the 79, who, remember, is one lap down. Hetrick's, though, able to get around the 28 as they work into turn number 1, so put him in the 4th position right now on that outside row, as the bottom continues to form back up now with the 79 Toyota on the outside, as now Riley Hoots flashing in and out of our screen. A little bit of a connection issue for the Hoots 91 here late in this one. Now the 75 and the 79 get a heck of a run through 3 and 4, and they're going to bring everyone on the bottom with them. I'm thinking that Hoots flashing in and out is definitely having some counter effects on the rest of that top side, as now the bottom side has just been able to clear them and pull away from them. So I'm not sure if that 70, there's the 91 blinking was what opened the door for these guys to just drive by like the rest of the field was stuck, tied to a pole. Either way, this group of 5, 4 cars on the lead lap, 1 car, I guess everyone's on the lead lap when they run this way, as Travis Rodriguez being pushed by the 75. Travis is at the tail end of the lead lap. He would be the first car 1 lap down, but because he's in front of the 75, he earned his lap back the hard way. Single file around the bottom. Back half of the top 10 trying to get itself regrouped after the connection issues blew their line apart. He seems to have it, as he is still back on screen, but he goes to work now with the 99 in front of him. As they go to the outside, they're going to get a little help from Josh Hetrick's in the 25. He moves to the outside row. But still the inside. Pushed by the 75, the 01, and the 15 on the inside row. Travis, last car on the lead lap at this point. The leader of this race is the 75 as they run right now. Single file on the bottom, first 4 cars, and then the 99 and the 91 go back to the outside. See if they can make up some ground this time out of turn number 2. Up front, they come off of turn number 4, so 91. 21 laps to go this time at the line for the field. Remembering everyone still has to come down pit road at some point to top off that we'll see anyone taking tires in a green flag pit stop situation. Probably a kind of pit stop is what I would foresee happening. As that inside row still now has the advantage, but the teammates are lined up on the top side, right back up to the front of this field. So the battle for the lead is on. Again, Rodriguez 79 at the tail end of the lead lap. First place car right now is that 75. So great racing here still as we come down to the line. 20 laps in front of the field. He is moving over. Looks like the 75s had to back off a bit of the 79, probably to get those temperatures to cool back down a little bit to go at it again. So he's got to keep inside those hot, or you will definitely be down on horsepower. As I say that, back up and go back to work as the 75. Good shove on the 79 out of the corner. Down to the line, 19 to go this time. That top side can keep just by keeping the wheel a little bit straighter through the corner. Keep the speed up more so than the bottom line, who has to hold it a little tighter to get around the circumference. And looks like we got pit stops on the way. We'll go to the wide cam, see if everyone's able to make it on pit road in one piece. Looks like everyone but James Nelson from the inside row comes down pit road at that time. So group of cars on pit road. James Nelson, though, was the lone man to get hung out there. Let's see them in fifth position behind the 4 teammates as they work their way down the back straightaway. Imagine, Kurgelek also not able to come down pit road, so he is off the back of this one. Looks like we have some 9 sub-10 second pit stops here, some for most of the leaders that came down pit road that time. See if these boys will head down pit road here. Don't want to be too far behind the other group as they will get themselves spread out. Try not to run into each other as they all head down pit road. Looks like of the first group, no pit penalties on the way down pit road. And from what I can tell, no pit penalties on the way out of pit road at this point. So the second group down to pit their pit crews and full tank of fuel, or full cans of fuel going into these cars here. We'll keep an eye on the other group as they will catch up to these cars on pit road. Here they come into the tri-oval now as this second group of cars leaving the pits. These first group catch up rather quickly, I would assume, as the 2 cars that got the best run off of pit road, the 01 and the 15, they will go by and they will be in control of this one. One more car ahead of them, that's the Hoots 91. So let's see if they're able to close that down. So Hoots with a 5-second pit stop got him out back on track in quick amount of time. Now we'll see if he can. He is back on the apron down pit road again. So maybe an issue for the 91 as he will be back on pit road. That's going to leave the door open for Kyle Purcell in the 01 and Dave Hare in the 15. They are definitely have a gap off of those pit stops. They're out front by 2.6 seconds right now as they work through turns 1 and 2. So not exactly sure what happened to Riley Hoots, but he will come back down pit road. She is back underway. Looks like, not sure if he didn't get enough fuel or what happened there on his pit stop. Either way, that is going to be very detrimental for the 91, currently on the outside looking in of a playoff spot in the round of 8. And this is not going to help his cause at all, as they will lose a ton of tracks position and almost be in danger of going a lap down here. So this one, 15 to go that time off the line for Kyle Purcell as the lead closes and dwindles ever so slightly each lap. We're down to about 1.5 seconds back to the third place car. You can see them there, the 3 cars working together, like Kelly Thomas, Alan Bledsoe, and the 75. James Nelson. Just a matter of time before they are able to catch right back up to the back of this car breakaway. 5 cars all together and have a good shot at winning this one. It looks like Tyler Nelson has dropped out of the race, unfortunately. Distance this afternoon from Talladega, or this evening, I should say, as we are approaching the 10:30 Eastern time here from the Simworld Racing Network studio, and located in Canada, just about an hour east of Buffalo, between Toronto and Buffalo, in Canada, as we watch the All-American Racing League Cup Series finish out race number 31 of the 2024 season, as Kyle Purcell and Dave Hara have seen their lead and breakaway dwindle to nothing. And now we have a 5-car breakaway, and it's about 2 seconds back to the 6th place car. So I'm not sure if David Fauna in 6th will be able to make up that distance. If there's no caution, I'd like to predict the winner is coming from this group of cars, because they have that lead. That's the lead back to 6th place, and it's not getting any shorter. It hasn't gotten bigger in the last half a lap, but it also hasn't got any shorter. So there you can see we've added Lafano and Snyder to the bottom of the battle box, so it is getting a little bit smaller there as I say that. So we'll see if they are able to close the gap. One thing we got to keep in mind too, though, is if these 5 cars split up and start battling too wide at any point, that's going to slow them down dramatically and allow that second group of cars to catch them even quicker. So I think out of these group, the most aggressive I would think is going to be that 15 car, Dave Hara. Has not got that win, or elusive win yet this year. Obviously has been in position to do it a couple times, just hasn't been able to close the deal. But here, running in the 2nd position with 11 laps to go this time at the start-finish line, this will be a very good spot for him to be in as we work towards the end of this one. All the other drivers there have won at least one race, as I say that, and the multiple wins for a couple of them. Looks like Riley Hoots is going to try this 229, 42 and 28 his teammates, but that's going to open the door now for James Nelson to go on the bottom, but that's going to form that group up into a 6-car group now here, as that gap back to the 6th place car has stayed pretty good, right around that 2.7 second mark. Because now we got 6 cars in here breakaway over the rest of the field. Obviously, Riley Hoots 1 lap down now on the scoring tower here as we come down to 10 to go. Kyle Purcell leads the way over Dave Hara, James Nelson, Alan Bledsoe, and Kelly Thomas. Thomas another one of those drivers in the red, coming into this one on the outside looking in, same with Dave Hara. So 2 of the 4 cars in the red sitting in a good position to capitalize with good runs here late in this one, in a position almost, I would say, to win the race potentially. Obviously the opposite has to be said for the 91 Hoots after having to come back down pit road there after his last stop. That has put him 1 lap down right now, and going to give himself a little bit bigger of a hole going into the Roval next week from Charlotte. Out of turn number 4, gap back to 6, still about 6.6 seconds as we'll take a jump back and jump on board. The group cam level to Fano 8 as he is leading that group. There is the gap up to those guys in the distance. .9 seconds of that bump out of Kelly Thomas, 28 in 5th position. As these guys are pushing hard to close that gap, and we'll see if they're able to get it done here over the last 9 laps. Well, up front, Purcell continues to lead the way. Now a second row developing. as these guys are forming up the teammates of Hoots, Bledsoe, and Thomas. A little bit better already to get back in line. So I guess they're seeing what they got here, as they'll get a good run through the trioval this time potentially. Or even with that inside row. As we're going to have a caution. Caution is out with 8 laps to go, and this one almost felt it coming. It was too good to be true that we could make it to the end of that one. So let's take a look and see what happened, as looks like another incident between teammates Riley Hoots and Alan Bledsoe caused the caution to come out here. We'll take a replay here. So we're going to get some really aggressive off-center pushing. It's going to cost the 75 the worst. Let's see if these other cars, and then these guys have to get on the brakes and see if they are able to make it through clean. The 26 does not. The 79 is involved. The 41 gets involved. So a bunch of innocent bystanders all involved because the teammates just are not very good at pushing. That's a good shot. You can just see them get unhooked and then right into the back bumper. So take another look here from what James Nelson going on. He had no business being in this accident, but of course was caught up in it. Fault of his own. Unfortunately, just sliding down the track. Chad Steiner nowhere to go in hard contact with the 26 and the 75. 41 gets involved. A lot of cars involved in that one. Nelson able to limp it back to pit road. Snyder and Nelson both have the mechanical black flag. Looks like Chad had to tow it back to pit road, so he is in a little bit rougher shape as the field will come back down. You're under caution. No pit road takers, obviously. Other than cars that have damage. So it looks like Nelson will be able to win that little race off of pit road, meaning he will stay on the lead lap. Some of these other cars involved in the skirmish will bring their cars down to pit road. I'm not sure there'll be a free pass in this one because I think both cars 1 lap down were involved. That being Travis Rodriguez and Riley Hoots. So I think they will have both lost eligibility for the wave around. And but pit stops are being completed here. And lots of damage getting fixed on some of these cars. But the 2 cars that got through it unscathed are the 01 and the 15, because they were in front of the calamity. Then Dave Lafano, the leader of that second group of cars, he looks to have made it through without incident. And then you have the 99 of Brennan Mathia also made it through. And then looks like Larry Garnes will be in 5th spot. And then looks like you got Travis Rodriguez, 6 car on track, obviously. As we previously mentioned, 1 lap down to the field. As I was saying earlier, just past 10:30 Eastern Standard Time here from the Summer World Racing Network studio. Be down to the line here for this one. Should be 5 laps to go when they cross the line. I'm hoping we get the 1 to go signal from the starter. Lights are out on the pace car, hopefully, and we will go back racing with 4 laps to go. Lots of cars still have a chance at this one. Obviously, the 2 cars up front were in control of the race before the yellow came out. Now they'll be side by side on the restart. The team cars have all been split up now, with them all, 3 of the 4 of them being involved in that accident. Riley being 1 lap down in that 91 car. As the lights head out on the pace car, and they will double up this time through turns 1 and 2. Looks like Travis will drop to the back as a lapped car. So we're going to reshuffle the deck a little after the lap cars move to where they need to go. So it'll be Garns on the inside. Outside him now will be the Nelson 75. You have Kelly Thomas there in the next row, and then the 25 of Hetrick. You'll have Bledsoe and Ken Peck back there in the row 5, and then Kurgelek is the last car on the lead lap right now. And then you got the Hoots 91 on the inside and the Rodriguez 79, both 1 lap down. And looks like Chad, unfortunately, having to tow back to the pits. He is back on track, but he is 2 laps down at this point, so he will just be able to catch the tail end of the field as they work their way back around. There is Chad, obviously needing a tow after his contact with the 75, using that fast repair, getting back out on the track, but 2 laps down, as I mentioned. So we'll see if he's still managed. If some of these cars don't finish, he should be able to maybe still muster a good finishing position, potentially. Obviously, Chad, I believe he was on the outside looking in. Let's see. It was Thomas, Hera, Hoots, and I think Chad was the other car on the outside of the top 8 coming into this race. So the night for 2 of the Coast guys not going well. The other 2 still have a chance to better their positions as the field will roll through the tri-oval and down towards the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back out, and we are back racing. 4 laps to go this time at the line to settle this one. And the Lawn Care 300 from Talladega. Just coming on the outside from the Matthias 99 on the back of the 15 of Dave Herrick, and Dave clears the 01 Ken is going to clear down the front. Not quite yet, as they work their way out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Inside row, not a very good start at all that time for them, as now the first 4 cars on the outside row clear them, and now Pack in 75, a Nelson move to the inside. That's going to be bad news for the rest of the group. 95 and Kara able to cross down in front of them, almost take the front of the 75 car off, but they are both pushing hard here, as now it's Dave Hara, Brendan Mathia, 75 of Nelson, and the 16 of Ken Peck back up into the top 5 here late in this one. 3 to go that time at the line. As the 75 backs off the back bumper of the 99 a little bit to give himself some room to make a move down the back straightaway potentially. They still run single file as the cars behind them starting to close up. There they go to the outside. The 75 of Nelson, the 16 of Peck move to the second row. That's going to open the inside up for the 01 and the 8. As now the 01 beside the 16 as the 75 leaves the 16 out high and dry, as he is going to get a run from the 01 on the back of the 75. Is going to push him back to the outside as we go 2 by 2 across the line here with 2 laps to go. Mathia pushing hard on the back of the Hera 15, the 01 of Purcell locked on the back bumper of the 75, that time into turn 1. Now Mathia going back to work on the back bumper of the 15. They go under the 1 cam through turns 3 and down out through turn 2. Leader is the Nelson 75. Something happened to Purcell there. Maybe he touched the outside wall, but he dropped way back. The yellow is out as we have an incident. That's what happened to Purcell. So let's take a look here at what put us under caution and extended this race into overtime. So it looks like a bad push on the back of the 79. Got him sideways and down into the rest of the field. We'll take another look at that one. Both Kelly Thomas and Riley Hoots have mechanical flash. there's a bad push on 79. It's on 25. And everyone else is able to clear it, but looks like Kurdzlak, Rodriguez, Hoots, Thomas, Hettricks, and Garns all got a piece. If I think that was going to be Chad Slater back on to just one lap down. He is going to get the free pass in this one, and that'll put him back to one lap down, I believe. So that could have been a lot worse for some of those guys at the back, but able to sort it out, and everyone else missed the incident. So we'll have the green flag displayed here. James Nelson, the leader at the time of caution. Behind him, Dave Hara. We'll see if Chad gets the free pass here. Oh, Dave Hara down the pit road for some fuel, I would assume. Dave Lefano also down on a handful of drivers actually down onto pit road here. So big group of cars headed down pit road to the attention of their crews. Hoots on pit road. Obviously, like I mentioned, he's got the mechanical black flag, so he will have to bring it to the attention of his crew. So his day has gone from worse to worser, I guess you could say. Looks like Kelly Thomas will have to wait out some damage repairs as he has used his fast repair also. Then the cars left on pit road, you can see the Hettricks 25, the Kurdzlak 41, both involved in that incident. Getting some minor damage here. Let the crews bang out as much of the sheet metal as they can, and join the back of the field here. So into overtime here as we've completed 113 laps, which was the scheduled distance. So we are going to go a little more, and you get some free racing, folks. You pay for 300, we'll give you more. That's what we're doing tonight. So as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 2.56 miles approximately around this super speedway. So obviously some of those cars pitted, I would assume, because they needed a little bit more fuel to make it, just took enough to get to the end, and now that we have some extra distance racing, it's going to require a little extra fuel. So we'll see if that was enough fuel to make it now to the end of this one. 3 attempts, I believe, at green-white checkered finish. So this will be attempt number 1 at overtime here from Talladega. The restart order will be the 75 of Nelson, the 01 of Purcell, the 99 of Mathia, then Ken Peck in the 16. Then you got Alan Bledsoe back up in this mix after causing the calamity earlier. Then Dave Hara and Dave Lefano will be 6th and 7th. We'll see if they're able to go around the Rodriguez lapped car here once the signal to double up is given. One to go at the line. I'm sure we'll hear from race control. Looks like the lights are out, so yes, now we'll see the 79 move over and let these lead lap cars by. So still a handful, good group of cars here on the lead lap. Anyone can finish this with a victory. So we'll see what happens. It looks like the 75 of Nelson chose the outside line, and that is going to put him in line with his QFRL league mate in the 16, Ken Peck, and they have been known to work rather well together here on the Superspeedway style racing, so that will put them in line on the outside. Inside row will be the 01 now, Purcell. Second place will start on the inside, and then 99 of that, I believe that is Brennan Mathia, and then behind him on the third row is the 42 of Bledsoe. Outside row 3 is the 15 of Hara. Lefano and Garns make up row 4, and then Kurdzlak is the last car on the lead, not the last car on the lead lap, as Hettricks is also on the lead lap, and he will pull up there on the outside behind him. So 10 cars on the lead lap at this point. Chad did get his lap back, so only one lap down now for the Snyder 26. He will start at the tail end of the longest line, which in this case will be the inside line, as the field works its way through turns 3 and 4 down through the tri-oval. We get set to go back racing again. Green, white, checkered will be the finish of this one. Basically, if the field comes back around to take the white flag, the next flag will end it, be it caution or checkered. So the key is to get back around at least one time to the white flag. Once the white flag is displayed, the next flag after that will end the race. As they roll through the tri-oval, past the first tricky Geico sign into the Geico restart zone. Remember, the leader on the outside, the Nelson 75, he's going to get a good start and a big push from the 16, Ken Pack, down the front straightaway into turn 1 and 2. Bottom group forming up nicely now. Hare gets hung out to dry as both Peck and the 75 of Nelson go to the bottom and cut off the 0-1 down the back straightaway. Still with 75 leading the way over Ken Peck and the 16 and the 0-1. Kyle Purcell. Now Kurgelek making a run on the inside with the help of the 79 there. That is Travis Rodriguez. Easy does it up front, boys. You don't want to spin each other out. But the lead three have broken away from this one. Ken Pack pushing hard on the back of the 75. Kind of leaves the 0-1 in no man's land. I can see him going and trying to block on that top run as they work their way through the tri-oval. Not able to do it now as they are not, because they have have a good run. Now Nelson will go to the top side. He is not able to make that block, and Mathia will go to the front. Down through turns 1 and 2. Mathia out front, Bledsoe pushing him hard on the back bumper. Nelson has now dropped back to 5th. It's Hare and Lafano 3rd and 4th this time. Down the back straightaway, the lead is all in the hands of the 99 of Brendan Mathia in front of the 42 of Alan Bledsoe. Dave Hare back in 3rd position. See if they're able to make it back down to the start-finish line without wiping each other out. Last time they were in this position, the Bledsoe machine took out the Riley Hoots car coming to the start-finish line. As here we go, the fan out 3-4 wide. It looks like it's going to be Brendan Mathia picking up the win. Josh Hetricks looks to have snuck in there for 3rd. Alan Bledsoe will get 2nd. So we'll take one more look at the finish of this one. It's going to be Brendan Mathia coming down to the line first, but a great run on the outside from Josh Hetricks scores him a 3rd place podium finish in 4 laps 300. We'll take a second here to find the drivers and get some interviews for you. Will be 1 second, folks. Hey Josh, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Congrats on the 3rd place. Obviously part-time driver this year, but find yourself in the right spot at the right time there, coming to the checkered score. Big 3rd place finish for you tonight.
Yeah, it's good to finally get one. A lot of issues going throughout the race, but glad to pull something out finally. Had a rough go that some races that I have shown up for.
Well, it's pretty rewarding, and we can hopefully see you a couple more times before the end of the year.
Let's hope so. Glad to have Orc Lawn Care on the hood for this one, for the Orc Lawn Care 300, and glad to get a podium finally.
All right, congrats again, Josh. Have a good rest of your night.
Yep, thanks, Nathan.
All right, that was 3rd place finisher tonight, Josh Hetrick. We'll go see if we can get a word with Alan Bledsoe here in his number 42. 1 second, gotta find where he is. Hey, Alan, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, Nathan.
Another second place finish out of Superspeedway. Obviously not the position you want, but this one ended a little better than the last one. You got to push your teammate to the win there, but it's got to be pretty good. Another good points night for you.
Yeah, it was good. Um, I the goal was to get Riley and Kelly up there, and Riley just auto fuel screwed him. Um, it only it only got like 1.1 gallons of fuel in his tank on that last pit stop, so he had to pit again, and it really messed up his race. Um, and then Kelly just got caught up in too many accidents ultimately. Um, but yeah, I mean, PRT, we'll take a 1-2, but really, really wish it would have been a 1-2-3-4 because I think we had a chance at it.
Definitely had some good runs going, the four of you all together, and obviously not the ideal night for the two drivers you mentioned. Obviously on the outside looking in right now, so hopefully they can bounce back next week, and hopefully we can keep talking to you for the rest of the year, and we'll hopefully see you next week at the Roval.
Yep, absolutely. Thing is, Riley's not going to be able to make it next week.
Uh-oh, that's not good
So,
news.
yeah, so he's pretty much out. So we're hoping Kelly can make up the ground.
All right, well, everyone will have to tune in and find out, that's for sure.
Yep, absolutely. Tune in next week, guys.
All right, thanks, Al.
See ya.
All right, that was second place finisher on the night, Alan Bledsoe. Now we'll go and get a winner with Mr. Back-to-Back 8th win of the year for this guy, Brendan Mathias. See if we can get him. Hey, Brendan, it's Nathan. You got a copy?
Yeah.
All right, congrats. Win number 8 on the year for you. Obviously, 2 in a row here in the playoffs round of 12, so that's going to even propel you with a few more bonus points going into the next round, so that's got to feel good.
Yeah, big shout out to Alan. I couldn't have done it without him. Didn't get selfish there at the end. It was just the objective of getting us to be first and second tonight. After our teammates kind of got put in the back there, just try to stay out of trouble.
Well, going to the Roval next week. You're usually pretty handy on the road courses, so let's see if we can get you 3 for 3 in this round and have a good advantage, even bigger next going into the round of 8.
That'd be awesome to sweep this round, and until last week, it'd been 3 months since I had a win, so to go 3 in a row would be pretty cool.
All right, well, congrats again. 8th win on the year for Brendan, and hopefully we can keep talking to you here over the next handful of races and hopefully at the end of Phoenix.
Thank you, Nathan.
Again, that was tonight's winner in the number 99. Brendan Mathia picked up the win from Talladega, as we will go and give you the final rundown of the results here from this event tonight. So Brendan Mathia picks up the win over teammate Alan Bledsoe. Third place to Josh Hetrick's, sneaking there across the line at the end of that one. Dave Lafano and Kyle Purcell will be 4th and 5th. Dave Hara, the late race leader, drops back to 6th. Ken Peck, James Nelson, Larry Garns, and Mike Kerjlek able to rebound all and finish in the top 10. 11th for Chad Snyder, 1 lap down. Travis Rodriguez also 1 lap down. And then a night these two didn't want to see happen. Kelly Thomas, 13th. Riley Hoots, 14th. Both issues on track in accidents late in this one put them out. Then Tyler Nelson in 15th. Tommy Osborne comes home in 16th. Curtis Sobran, after an early race incident, finishes in 17th. And then Jim Hubble there, only able to race 9 laps tonight before mechanical issues in an accident took him away from the finish of this one. So as we mentioned a couple of times with the drivers interviewing them, next week we head to the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway for race 3 of round 2 of the 2024 All-American Racing League Cup Series playoffs. Hope you can join us, same time, 8:30 Eastern Time will be on the air, and we will go racing at the Roval. Last time for the year on the road course. See if we can get another first-time winner, or if we can have one of the road course guys jump up and advance automatically to the next round. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Nathan Christensen, voice of the All-American Racing League Cup Series, and glad you could be here. The Orlon Care 300, presented by SimWorld Racing Networks, is signing off for the evening. We'll see you next Tuesday night.